Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first session of A City Apart, our new Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign. What do you think? Is there going to be a new edition in the middle of this? There's nothing like running a campaign and changing editions in the middle of it. It's really fun.
I sure hope
Changing
so.
the rule set in the middle of a campaign. I'm down for whatever. We did a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff that you can go on the internet and see about this campaign. We did some campaign set up world building stuff. We did a session 0 at level 0 with these particular characters. These fucking people that I'm playing Dungeons & Dragons with have introduced themselves on previous things. I've introduced myself. We're just going ahead. We're going to play this game. Are you ready?
So ready.
We're ready.
Roll for initiative.
Fucking A. It's like that,
Okay, I was not ready.
17.
7.
Like that.
All right. Vogwai with 17. Riowin with 7.
Ooh. Sorry?
And Mina with a 4. Vogwai.
Thank you.
Vogwai,
You know
we are starting
Yeah,
off
yeah.
with you. Much of what we've done to set up this campaign is to set up one particular small neighborhood in the city of Parsa, which is called Grunion Run. It's where all of you are from. We are not starting off in Grunion Run right now. We are starting off in the central city, kind of the main hub of Parsa. And you have to tell me, why are you there? What did you have to go into the city from?
I'm staging at a restaurant, hoping that they're not going to fire me.
Okay. You are. And what is the name of this restaurant? Let's give it a name too.
This one, it should just be some simple one word, or a name. Provisore. That's what came into my mind.
Provisore.
What does it mean? I don't know.
Let me tell you. I'm going through the list of music, and there's only one thing to play that you said, if we're starting at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Provisore is a not super upscale restaurant, kind of like mid-fare, but in a pretty decent section of the town, quite close to the large Parsa University, frequented by the locals. Provisore has a small band, not a single bard, but actually a small troupe playing music in the main eatery. Kind of a couple floors. They have the main floor, and then a balcony overlooking down to the bottom. Pretty nice on this beautiful day. However, you are not in that main part. You are in the kitchen, and it is hot as balls in this particular kitchen. You just working as a line cook today, just kind of jumping in. Heard you were getting work today. What are you cooking right now? What's the specialty that you're whipping up?
It's gonna be the Western stew, which is a vegetable stew, which we serve as a starter in a cup or a bowl. And I'm on carrot, onion, celery duty.
Lots of chopping, lots of washing. And some of the restaurants you've worked at don't care too much if their soup is a little gritty. Provisore is a little different, right? This is one of the places that when you were going to school for cooking, you could have seen yourself in. Now that seems like a long dead hope for a constant gig. But the hobgoblin who runs the kitchen actually keeps looking over your shoulder, saying, "Don't make them too thin."
No. Thicker? Okay.
Look, and he actually takes this carrot that you cut and holds it up to the light, and making sure he can just see through it. Give me a sleight of hand. You can go ahead and add your proficiency with that too.
Not only can I add my
doing?
proficiency,
Oh,
I have expertise in
Oh,
it.
shit!
Fucking 12.
12. It's passable. And he goes to he almost puts the carrot back in your pile of carrots, but then realizes he touched it with his hands, and it's a just tossing it in the little compost pile that you have to be added to the bin later, and he walks off.
I'll wipe my sweat, readjust my position, just keep it going.
Because you're on almost like prep work as you're going, you know pretty soon you don't even have like a full night's work, right? You're doing the stuff that once the soup is on, once the soup is going, once you have enough of it, they're gonna probably let you go for the day, and you know that. And everyone else is like not even looking at you. They're just head down, chopping, cooking, just steam filling this back room. They have the back door propped open, but it's so thin you have to turn sideways to walk out of it, so it's not really letting a lot of fresh air in.
Ooh, that'll be tough for a husky fellow like me. But
what are you? Go ahead.
So since I'm aware that this is just kind of like a quick gig and I'm not really impressing anyone or landing a permanent spot here, what I'm really interested in is their spice rack, and to see if I can somehow find my way towards it and relieve them of a few rare ingredients.
Sure. I mean, you certainly have access to spices since you're like. I mean, I know you're chopping, but you're on stew detail. What are you looking for specifically?
Whatever is the least commonly found spice on their shelf.
Roll an investigation
Something that
check.
I know is probably a little bit pricey, hopefully. It's an 8.
You're looking around. Unfortunately, Professore really prides itself on using the simplest of ingredients, to make that great taste. They're more about using fresh herbs, and not too much spice going around. There's stuff you could swipe. Your pantry at home could always use, always use a stocking up.
I live under the bridge, so I don't think I've got a very good pantry at home to stock up.
Wow.
But so I'll pull some white pepper if I can identify that, because I've only got black pepper on me right now.
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand that has nothing to do with cooking.
Alrighty, there we go.
Wow.
21.
Okay. Yeah. You get the white pepper. You stuff it away. No one's the wiser. Actually, you never even break the chip of the celery as you're going. The sound barely skips a beat.
Sick.
While you are finishing off your shift for the night, we are going to move over to... Yep, that's right. With a 7, she was second. Riowin.
That's me.
Riowin, you've also made your way to the central city.
Yes, I have.
You were sent here to pick something up from
Okay.
your boss, right?
Okay.
What is... And something that's kind of like... Probably middling importance, not like, go get this 5,000 gold, right? But something he didn't even feel like leaving your little neighborhood to go and get. What is it that you are supposed to pick up?
I think his dagger was getting really rusty, and so he sent it to... Is it a blacksmith that takes care of polishing? He sent it to get it polished, and I have to go pick it up for him.
Yeah, no worries. I think... Yeah, he has a guy.
He has a guy.
Right? Usually for sort of like the metalwork sort of type of thing, you would head down to the artist forum. But the artist forum is even a bit out of the way more than where you are in the central city. Instead, Chanzi, your boss, sent his knife to his guy. I'm gonna name him Walter.
Walter. Awesome.
Classic Parsa name.
Yeah. No, didn't recently finish a Breaking Bad watch through or anything.
I was gonna say.
Roll an investigation check. You kind of know where this is, but you don't know exactly. It's not like you've been here before.
An 11.
And with that lovely -1 to investigation.
Yeah.
So good. You're looking around for a while. You're pretty far eastward in the city. And kind of walking over these small bridges that go over the waterways that act almost like a water system, but also like more of a sewer system for the city. But they're open, and as you're walking, like if you walk any further, you're going to get to the kind of de-elevated neighborhoods that are built in the old parts of the Eastern Gem Mines. But before you do, you see this small shop. Just a simple sign out front, wooden, just with a picture of a knife kind of sticking into a block, ready to chop. You're fairly sure you found the right place.
Right, I entered.
The door gives a as you open it. Looking in, it is a small shop. Looking around, they also sell knives, cutlery, some pans and things. You're thinking this must be some sort of offshoot shop for some sort of artisans in the artist forum. But looking around here, it's pretty dark inside, and no one is immediately available to help you as you walk in.
Is there a little bell on the front counter?
There's definitely not a bell.
Fuck. I think... Wait, what's in the
Yeah.
shop?
Yeah. As you walk around, pots and pans, some like knife blocks with like decent looking knives in there, kind of like partially pulled out, so that the little bit of light coming to the two front windows gives a little bit of a gleam off of them in this otherwise dingy place. But every once in a while, like the light coming through the window hits one of these pans and kind of catches you in the eye and like blinds you, as it is pretty polished metal all around.
If there's pots and Ryuen doesn't see anyone, like an employee or anything, I think she takes her long black stiletto nail and she kind of ding 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 on one of the pots in the most annoying manner possible.
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
Fuck! It's a +6. Fuck!
With an 8, Ryuen, and give us a look. I guess we'll have to go back and see Vogwai and what he looks like. But give us a look at what Ryuen looks like as she is.
I think compared to Session 0, Ryuen is much more dressed up. She has this leather armor that covers her and is very like skin tight. She has this whip tied to her hip, as well as a dagger, a white ivory dagger in the shape of a crescent moon. Crescent or crescent?
Crescent.
Crescent moon.
Crescent.
Thank you. She's a tiefling. They're a bit above. My French came out so hard on that one. They're a bit above average height, so I would say like 5'8", 5'9". They have this luscious, curly, frizzy mane that's a dark red, and her skin is also red. Her eyes look, you guessed it, like red. Red pearls. They don't have a sclera or a pupil. And her skin, whether it's her face or their body, it's covered in golden jewelry. She also, lastly, wears her tail over her shoulder like a snake.
And as with these long nails, you ding 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 on this metal pan hanging up. You do see a back room, and you don't hear anything for a moment. And then you hear like the sound of like a chair being moved on wood, and someone start walking out towards you. You see a bald man with kind of like this Van Dyke mustache and beard, a bit older, with glasses on his face. And as he walks out kind of slowly, and as he does, he puts his hand on the pot that you were dinging and says, I'm the one that knocks.
Well, if that's not a Walter White.
What do you need?
Shanzi sent me.
Never heard of him.
You haven't. Big guy,
That
big
surprise you?
hobgoblin with a lot of gold on him. As he squints his eyes at me, I squint back.
What do you want?
His dagger.
He kind of shuffles back for a minute and actually just like takes a look at you, like looks you up and down. I might have that. What does this dagger look like?
I don't know. It's not mine. A dagger. Many daggers look the same, to be fair.
Would you say your friend's name was?
Shanzi?
Give me another persuasion check.
Is he testing me right now? 21, baby! Plus 6!
It kind of squints at you, sizing you up, you squinting right back at him. Alright, you brought the gold?
Did my boss give me gold?
No.
Did he
No,
tell me if he
Shanzi.
already paid or not?
Roll an intelligence check, see if you can
Oh
remember.
man, that's not my strong suit. 8.
You don't recall him saying one way or another.
Listen, bud, that's something you're gonna have to see with him, not me.
I can't give up the goods without payment.
I don't have your payment. Shanzi sent me to get a dagger. Now, whether you know him or not, you should know he's not the type of guy you want to make angry, so how about you give me his dagger?
Walter kind of like moves forward and like creaks on this wooden counter as he leans forward and says, "Do you think I should be intimidated by your hobgoblin friend
Not
with
my
a
problem.
lot of gold?"
Not my problem if you are or not. You'll feel the consequences eventually, buddy.
Kind of backs up, and he grabs this sack from under the table and hauls it up and just puts it on the counter.
What's this?
This is what you came for.
I came for a dagger.
You know, I'm really sick of him sending dense people to me.
Well, how about you make me less dense and explain to me what the fuck this is?
He looks around. He's gonna make a perception check in the area.
Nice.
Stuff, it all looks good to him. It's around, and Walter says, "Chanzi sent you halfway across Parsa to pick up a dagger? Is that what you thought?"
I learned to not ask questions. Take the money and take it, leave it.
Right. You don't ask questions.
Nope.
This, and he kind of pats on this big sack, this is what you were sent to pick up. Now I need 300 gold in order to give it to you.
Well, do I look like 300 gold's worth? Be for real. I don't have that money.
I don't work on credit. And he takes the bag and he puts it back under the counter.
Alright, so you think Shanzi sent me here, knowing I don't have the money to pay you, expecting me to come back empty-handed. There's something going on here. You're gonna give me that bag, old man.
Roll an intimidation check.
Oh yeah, baby!
Let's do it.
19! Be
pretty
scared!
good.
Shit your pants right now!
Squints back at you and says, "What did you say your name was again?"
I didn't say what my name was.
I don't know that I like you very much.
That will make the two of us.
Dealt with a hothead like you once before.
And how did that end for you?
I buried them under some scrap metal in a junkyard.
Well, I'm sure you don't think this is gonna happen again. So.
And he takes the sack and puts it back on the counter and says, "You tell him that now he owes me $350.
All right, boss. On it. Have a good day. And she leaves with the bag.
Okay. You walk back out onto the street with this big, actually pretty heavy sack. on your shoulder.
I think I leave like swearing like fucking shitty ass job. I want to find an empty like alley and like see what's in the bag.
Yeah, easy enough to find. It's actually, here in Central City, the buildings are all fairly close together. I mean, some have some land around them, but it's pretty easy to look around, like skirt around in the back of this alley, dirt covered on the ground, and pull open this bag. And you see that it's flour, like cooking flour. Like several big sacks of cooking flour.
Oh, like I thought you were saying like a flower, and I was like poppies, because I know what they're for now.
No. Just like sacks of, like a wheat flour.
Can I like dig my hand in? It has to hide something.
Make an investigation check. Yeah, go for it. You open up one of the bags and start rifing around. Yeah, 1 minus 1 is a really good roll. That's good stuff. You are fucking covered in flour. I mean, have you ever stuck your hand and rifled around in a big sack of? Yeah.
Can't say that I have.
It is. And you keep looking, and you get all the way to the bottom, and you're like, shit, and you are just like covered in this flour now. You look a mess, but you didn't find anything in that bag.
Fucking shitty job! I exclaim, and I close the bags, and I think I'll just make my way to find Vogue at the end of his shift.
Yeah, you knew he was gonna be here. Vogue told you he was gonna be out a little early. You start heading over in the direction of Professore. Mina, what brought you to Central City today?
You all see a diminutive half-elf, wood elf, kind of nut brown skin. She's about 4'11", just around 100 pounds, very short. That's 140 something centimeters for you international viewers, just in case you're wondering. She has like kind of a painted like upper part of her face, and then her hair is just starting to grow back. It's a little peach fuzz at the top. There's like a very, very slight peach fuzz, and she is wearing just a simple like tunic, with a walking stick, and she is currently pulling on the rope of a large dairy cow. Come on, we have to get home. Our mother will be cross with us.
You're always in the same kind of trouble, aren't you?
She's a farmer, dude. What kind of trouble do you think she's getting into?
Well,
So we could be the pumpkin pushers or the bovine pullers.
You're gonna love it. We have such nice grass there, okay? It's like really delicious.
you found someone in the market selling a cow for a fairly decent price, and needing a cow at a good price. You've been traveling for about 2 hours now with I'm sorry, about like 4 hours now because you went this morning to go get it. And you're still like half a day's travel away from your house. And damn, is this cow not making it easy for you?
Yeah, and my thought is like this gold that I have was from the sale of the pumpkin. My starting gold is from the sale of the pumpkin that I've immediately been like told to use to buy this cow. So let me know how much this cow costs, Matt, because I can deduct it from.
Right, you sold a pumpkin.
Deduct it from our gold.
Let me see. I will look up D&D cow costs.
And I think I just tried to start to sing. I started to sing to it. I'm like, get moving,
Moving.
get moving, little cow. Even though you're pretty big. And then on her shoulder, you guys just see a little green cocoon. Just like it's just like you know, like that weird like sticky thread, like whatever, like it's it's just woven into her whatever she's wearing. Her tunic is just this little cocoon.
Look at this character development.
It's Timothy Chalamet.
You got a really good deal. Usually a cow costs about 10 golds. You got this cow for 8.
That's a steal, Matt.
Which is a steal, which is why, but it's also 10 hours away from the farmlands, which is, and it's a cow, so that's why. But you do find yourself pulling on this cow, who wants to like stop and eat like the little bits of weeds that are popping out of this cobblestone street that you're walking on, past the restaurant Professore. As you see someone you haven't seen in some time, Riowin, walking by. Actually, I don't think you've seen her since for a couple weeks now on that night of the festival.
Rhea, hi.
I think Riowin turns around and she looks at you for like what feels like very long seconds, and her brows are a bit furrowed, and then she goes, Pumpkin! Hey, been a while.
What are you doing all the way over here?
I'm waiting for Vogue. You want to hang out?
Folks here too? Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Whoa!
yeah. What is? So big pumpkins and now cows, huh?
Yes. It was a very good price that I got for this cow.
Well, I hope you didn't burn all of your money yet.
No, but this would be. We've never had a cow before, so
You know how to care for it?
It just shits. It just takes a big shit right in the middle of the road.
Charming, really. All right, darling.
Can I actually? Mina would get down and inspect the cow poop just to just determine its health, like just determine its yeah.
Roll a medicine check.
That's actually what you would do.
Listen, you do you. Live your best life.
Grab a stick, start poking at it.
I just think because I think Mina's now suddenly nervous that she bought a cow that's gonna die or something. She's immediately anxious about this entire. This isn't the most gold she ever spent in her life, so she's basically freaked out that there's gonna be something wrong with this cow.
Oh, let's go!
I knew it. Sometimes you just know in those moments.
You start poking at the poop. If the television show Scrubs taught me anything, it was always check the poop. And it starts falling apart. From what you can tell, this is a healthy cow. Definitely a diet of like grass, not like being fed any weird shit like any cows that I've ever eaten in my life, eating whatever bullshit they throw in a trough. Yeah, no. They are definitely healthy. It's a healthy looking bowel movement that you're poking through on the side of this cobblestone road.
Yeah, this cow is in very good health.
You think it's healthy enough to carry a heavy load? This bag is starting to get really heavy.
I think it just lightened its load quite considerably, so...
Can I find a way to attach the bag to the cow?
Easy enough.
Let's go.
I'm sure if you have rope.
Yeah, I do.
Does anybody have hempen rope?
I do. I have 50 feet of it, sir.
Perfect. You use all 50 feet to tie this.
That's a bit overkill, but...
The sack of flour around the cow.
Well,
what is that? You're tying to the cow.
Flour.
as she's covered in it.
I understand.
Do you now?
Vogue comes out. I think probably still wearing an apron, just with like some splashes of like broth and soup and vegetable leavings on it. And what does Vogue look like as he's stepping out of, or actually around this building because you left through the back door?
So before you see Vogue, you hear the clip clop of hooves on cobblestones, and then rounding the bend, you see about 5'6", very heavily built individual, but not heavily as in muscular, heavily as in he likes to indulge in breakfast, lunch, dinner, and many of them twice in one day. So he has shoulder-length ringlets, which are dark brown. His eyes are green, and his fur is mostly the same dark brown color. So he doesn't wear shoes. He's just got his hooves down there. He wears kind of cut-off pants, and his shirt sleeves are rolled up to his shoulders, as he's just been working in a really hot kitchen. He's got a sheen of sweat, thick mustache, and he's covered in tattoos. So his arms are covered in all sorts of diagrams, butchery, like of a pig or a cow, game animals, and all sorts of different stuff in kind of the old traditional style. And he is counting his money that he earned for that shift.
Evening, dearest.
Oh, Mina. Hey, Rhea.
And I think she'll run over and hug you.
Oh, okay. Nice to see you.
And I didn't have the right to hug? That's insane.
Smell.
I just saw you like 4 hours ago. You
What
missed
did
me
you
that bad?
No, I was talking to Mina. But...
Oh.
What did you make tonight?
I made Western stew. Well, I didn't make it. I just chopped the veg for it. They didn't let me actually.
You're on veggies now? That's great, Vogue.
And better than dishes.
Vegetables are important. They actually go into the food that people eat.
That's for sure.
Yep.
It's great.
So, is this your new cow friend here, Mina?
Yes. She is very healthy, so I believe it will be safe to name her now, if we wanted to.
Oh. Well, it's your cow.
I named the pumpkin last time. It's your turn.
Wait, what was the pumpkin's name?
Purple.
Purple.
Oh, that's right. Good name.
I'm sure I'll think of something. We don't have to rush it.
Okay. Matt, I'm not letting you off the hook. How much do they pay me?
A copper piece.
You fucking kidding me?
Oh, that's amazing.
Kitchen servant wages. I'm seeing
Servant.
1 copper piece a day.
Fucking paid me a penny.
Fucking.
Can you believe it? 4 hours. Why are you covered in... What is that? Is that flour? He'll, like, put some on his finger and taste it.
Is it flour?
It's flour.
Why are you covered in flour? You've been baking?
No, not really. You know what? How about we just go back to the run?
Yeah, I heard there was some really great grass over here. This way is really yummy, delicious grass.
Rhea does not understand what you're trying
I
to
look
do.
for a reaction.
Vogue is definitely looking for delicious grass.
It's so tasty.
Roll animal handling.
Oh, yeah.
Give yourself a silver piece. I'm looking a cup of ale, or a mug of ale is 4 copper. I don't think it's 4 days for a cup of ale. That doesn't make
Okay.
it.
1 silver, thank you.
13 mad on animal handling.
Nice.
You actually see, Mina sees this. I don't know if anyone else sees this. I don't know if it actually happens, but Mina sees the cow roll its eyes before begrudgingly following where you lead it.
Great. Just great. Thank you.
Yeah, you go over to this small area. So this, again, near the university, a pretty nice part of town. The streets are cobbled. There are these lovely, like, bridges over the kind of stinky cisterns that run, although much less stinky than the parts of the city that don't have those. And as you're walking around, many people are walking by. Some people that are very well dressed, some people that are laborers, all just kind of passing the street. Small children stand at the corners with brooms, waiting for these like ladies in their dresses to come by and pay them a copper piece so they can like sweep the street so they don't walk in all the horse and or cow shit that might be adorning it. But you find your way up on this small hill, kind of looking over the surrounding area, with a few trees, only about 3. a bit overgrown, each of them over on top of each other, overlooking the area. It's still midday. The plan for each of you was to get back to Grunion Run today.
So what have you been up to the last 2 weeks, Mina? I haven't seen hide nor tail of you.
Oh, I've mostly been at home. Just helping Mom.
So
Nothing
farming?
too exciting. Yeah, the usual farming stuff. After the festival, it's a little bit of a quiet time for us, so just focusing on stuff. Nothing too exciting.
Not too shaken up by what happened, I hope.
About winning the contest?
No, darling, I'm
That's
talking
right.
about the Grizzly Murders.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think Rhea sees it as like a coping mechanism on Mina's end, and she kind of just like shrugs it off and like let it go.
Why you gotta keep bringing that up? I can't get the feel of that lad's skull crunching under my hoof out of my head. You gotta remind me of that on such a nice day?
Because you think you'd rather just forget it? I'm
And-
sorry.
No, I'd love to remember that for the rest of my life. Of course.
And as Vogwai points out the beautiful day, you do look up, and indeed it is gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful sunny day with the birds singing in the trees. You do look over to the east, though, and past the mountain peaks that surround the city in its entirety, although right now you can really only see the ones over in the east, and a bit to the north. And you see that beyond there is like this terrible squall of a storm, right? Like this blizzard happening just beyond the peaks that do not pass into the city of Parsa.
Do any of us understand why the weather stays outside of the mountains?
Rhea doesn't. Guaranteed.
What a great question to ask. You can roll a nature or arcana check, I think.
I'm not gonna roll.
Your
I
choice.
just know Rhea
Yeah,
doesn't know
nature
that.
it is. 18.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
shit.
18. With an 18, you don't think that shit's natural.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for the weather shield, wizards or whoever.
But it is indeed a beautiful day, and during the middle of the day like this, you actually see a covered wagon, right? Like a wagon being pulled by a horse has like I don't know. I guess this is the shit that like imagine a carriage Robin Hood is like stealing from. You know what I mean? I don't.
Sure.
Like this shit used to be a pumpkin, and then the fairy godmother tapped it with a wand or something. This beautiful adorned wagon being pulled by two horses with like kind of like velvet over the entryway, and actually about half a dozen guards, along with a guard next to the driver, taking it through the city as it's starting to like approach you and head down, actually southwards toward the bazaar.
Is it coming into on its way through the street that we're on right now?
Yeah, so you're actually up on this like grassy hill with your cows moving a little bit far away from you, but not like it's gonna, you're pretty sure you can see it if you want to. But it's coming across the way from where what's it called? Professore is, and it's like coming around, and it looks like it's going to take a right and head southward toward the bazaar. It's like hanging a right. Actually, you're pretty sure, and yup, indeed, you watch the wheel of the thing go right through the cow pie that was left in the street.
Good aim. Did the guards look like normal city guards, or was it some sort of other emblems on them?
What's a city guard?
No city guard.
Oh, absolutely not. There's no reason that they would have a city guard. Who's going to pay to protect peasants like the lot of you? No. These are professional, hired guards by whomever is in the carriage, certainly.
Okay. And did they have any sort of recognizable heraldry that we might see?
You can give me a... I'm going to say a history check, because a perception check to see it isn't going to do much good if you don't know who it's connected to. Rio went 10, Vogwai 13. Mina, do you not want to roll before I...
I don't think Mina has any idea what that means.
Sure. Vogue, you're not sure. Riawen has no idea, right? Vogue, you're not entirely sure. With this, it could just be a merchant family, or it could be a member of the Mahanatam, the kind of like noble human families of Parsa. Although, if so, it's definitely not like the head of a family or anything, you know. But it definitely might be like part of like a noble line.
Excuse me as I navigate to our shared notes to write down the word Mahanatam.
Wow, luckily someone is taking notes here.
Someday that'll be us, in a fancy carriage surrounded by guards. We won't be tracking through mud.
No, what a
on our own
life.
too.
No, you know
Guys,
what?
it's a long
Fuck
way
that
home,
card.
and I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this cow back there tonight. It's moving pretty slowly.
Oh, we better get a move on then. What do you do with a cow at night?
I don't know. I don't know if I can even keep him somewhere. Can you stable a cow in the city?
Wait, him?
It's
What?
illegal.
What is the other cow?
What?
Did you say him or her? Is it bull?
No, I don't think so.
Can we identify the sex of the cow, please?
Mina.
Well, it's a cow, so you're
Oh.
pretty sure it's a... The sex of the cow is there. If you have speak with animals, you can identify its preferred gender.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had a cow, so.
Well,
What's
chop
the
chop.
quickest way back to the run?
Sorry, darling. What did you say?
What's the quickest way back to the run from here?
Matt, what's the quickest way to the run from here?
Well, you're about let me see on this map that we're looking at. You're about here. The quickest way is pretty much a straight line. But as I said, it is about an 8-hour walk if the cow is cooperative.
Darling, if you want to put it on, sorry, let me.
You gave yourself a cow, man. I'm not,
If you want to pull an all-nighter, we can surely get to the run before 6, maybe. AM, I mean.
Okay. I
Well,
think that sounds good.
You watch
What other
this.
choice do we have? We
you
couldn't
watch this-
stable it, could we?
You watch this carriage that's been, garnering some attention. Like, ooh, who's the fancy person coming by? Kind of like disappear around the corner your way. The guards look acting very like formal, like almost like British military, kind of like staring ahead and like stepping almost in rhythm, although they're not quite in rhythm with each other. Leaving the street, actually a bit louder than it was. People turning off that like respectful silence almost that they have. Like, ooh, what's happening over here?
I bet they could buy so many cows. A whole flock of them are...
Darling, they don't need cows anymore, trust me.
Oh. That's incredible. This cow is the most expensive thing I've ever owned. And now I'm worried that I'm going to lose it, or it's going to get stolen from me.
Oh, I wouldn't let that happen. Don't worry, Mina.
No one's stealing any cows from us. You got
Okay.
us with you, remember?
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Did you
The
see
cow,
us? We're
the
scared.
cow actually walks back in your direction. It kind of just looks at you with those like blank, like black cow eyes.
I think Mina goes up and looks it straight in the eyes and says, "Let's go home, Mugen."
Mugen. I've heard worse names.
It's thematic, isn't it?
Not the first named NPC. That would be Walter. But the second named NPC is Mugen the cow. But yeah, you get off and head off. Are you heading westward? Or are you heading in the direction of Brunyon Run? Or where do you want to go?
In direction of Brunyon, I'd say.
Yeah, we gotta get this fucker home.
Sure.
So we're pulling an all-nighter?
You got somewhere to be?
I'd rather be in bed, to be honest, but my bed is 8 hours away, so...
I mean, you could always sleep on the cow if you wanted to. You could take turns.
My bag is already taking a lot of space, so...
Oh, yeah, what is this bag, by the way?
She extends herself and, like, shows you. Flower, dear.
Why, you a flower merchant now?
No, ask my boss, I don't know. Stupid shit ever, I swear. He sent me on this errand, told me he needed to get his dagger back, so I expect the guy to give me a dagger. And he gives me these fucking... Oh, sorry. He gives me 10 pounds of flour.
Well, did you look? Oh, I see you have looked in the flower, but you didn't find anything in and amongst the sacks?
It's just flour.
Can I just feel the bags from as we're walking from the outside without like going in to try to find anything that's harder than?
Sure. Yeah, there's like several like bags of flour inside this big sack that's there. One of them, the one that she looked through, is definitely like broken apart now, and like all the is like spilled everywhere, so you feel it like really moving around in there. Among the others, the other ones feel like like sacks, like bags. You can roll an investigation, I guess, with disadvantage though, since you're like feeling through a sealed bag.
Sounds good. Also, earlier, what Character Mancer hadn't done is put my proficiencies in. I missed investigation, so I do have a +3 for a whopping 6.
A whopping 6. And wop wop, you have you feel naught but flour in this bag.
I think as you rummage through it, Rhea like goes on about the story. She goes, and can you believe it? The guy goes and says, now I need 300 gold pieces. Look at me! Do you think I look like I have 300 gold pieces on me? Ah, what a jerk.
To be honest, with your jewelry, you kind of do.
Thanks.
Well, hopefully we'll find out late tonight what this flower was for.
I'd rather not know, to be honest. In my line of work, the less you know, the better.
But aren't you curious?
I mean, it's worth 300 gold, whatever it is. 350 now, actually, because I didn't pay the gold, so the guy was all like, you tell him it's 350 now!
Doesn't she do a good impression, Mina?
I'm not so sure that that's all that is. I don't think. That seems like an awful lot to pay for flour.
Oh, darling, I'm sure it's not just flour, but like I said, I'd rather not know.
And as you're looking, every time the cow takes a step, I'm sorry, Mugen takes a step, it kind of like is like smacking the flour against him, and like the tiny bit at the top, it's like just shooting out like little puffs of flour as the cow is walking.
I'm not worried about it because, like I said, I think something else is in those bags, and the flour is not what's worth 300 to my boss, so I'm not worried about losing some flour.
As you walk westward, you're walking through a more condensed and busy part of the city. This is really like the center of central city, of like the central part of Parsa, I guess. As you go, you have to move yourself to the side of the road to make room for the wagons and carriages that are going by. You have this awkward moment where this like group of Svrfneblin are like, wait, which way are we? Okay, and then they kind of like walk around you, these deep gnomes. And you continue onward, and you look over to your left at this building, the biggest building in the city that you end up walking by. Although you're doing a circle as you're skirting around it, this big, round, squat building, just a couple stories high, open to the public, known as the Palace.
Palace of what?
So it's fancy.
It is not fancy in its adornment. It is carved, right? There's like carved statues and things around it. There are carved like reliefs in the side of the building, and every so often around the outside there are entrances in which people are going in or out. It's a busy building. It is a place of commerce. It's definitely a place of tourism. But you also know that there's no royalty that lives in the palace, and it is open to the public.
Imagine visiting Parsa, right? The grand city of dreams, and you get here thinking that this place is the shit, when it's just carved stone. Imagine that. And you know how much money those guys make off of it? It's insane.
Can I take a closer look at the reliefs, Matt, to see if I know recognize anything on them?
Yeah, give me a history check.
All right. I don't know if I'm proficient in that, but give it a shot.
Yeah.
Hey,
Not bad.
17.
With a 17, you don't notice a lot. A lot of them are figures, right? Like kind of reliefs of these different figures, like almost imperfect or unfinished statues being carved into the stone. Most of them are human. And kind of towards this, the entrance, the northernmost entrance, as you're making your way around, you do notice one of the statues, definitely from whatever formal, informal education you have, you definitely notice that this proud, tall, sitting figure, known as Ashoka, who was one of supposedly the historical founders of Parsa, often depicted sitting, since he was willing to come to the table and sit and meet to make a plan that eventually built the great city.
That's Ashoka, one of the city's founders. I point to the sitting figure.
Ria
Looks
is
so
uninterested.
How do you know who that is? You studied some history or art?
I just pick up a little bit here and there. I am looking for someone, and I have to talk to people about that, so sometimes they tell me other things too.
Now look at you being all secretive.
It's not a secret, I just don't know anything at all, really, so it doesn't really seem worth talking about.
Well, who are you looking for? Your dad? Oh,
Tactless as always, Rook.
sorry. I
Yeah,
meant it as a joke, but
Wrong crowd.
really stepped in it now, eh?
no. It's okay, Volk. I just don't know anything about him at all. And no one wants to tell me anything either.
You
Matt-
think he's still in the city?
I have no idea.
Matt, can my organization put me in touch with information gatherers, private detectives kind of things, basically,
For a price?
for a price?
Yeah, information can definitely be got for a price.
All right.
Sorry, I don't want to... We don't need to talk about it.
Well, we got nothing else to do other than walking and staring at statues, so if you're willing to share, we're willing to listen.
How long have you been looking for him, Mina?
My, whole life, pretty much. I have been hoping to find him, but no luck so far. But I think that will change with time.
Have you looked at your mother's drawers?
No, that would be a very, bad decision to look at my mother's things.
Well, if there's any information about your father, it might just be in her things.
Yes, but she would be very mad
She
if
doesn't
I did
need
that.
to know.
Oh, that's terrifying to me to think that even that would have happened, because then I would have to lie to her, and she would definitely know I was lying, and then she would be very mad.
Why are you so afraid of your mother being angry? Aren't you a grown-ass woman?
Also, don't you guys have a great relationship?
It's complicated. I'm sorry.
Well, that I understand. My parents and I are quite complicated, too.
You could tell me about them if you wanted.
The people in front of you stop walking, and you have to kind of stop short so you don't walk into them. You look ahead, and people in front of them have stopped walking, and actually people are moving out of the way, of something. You're not sure what they're moving out of the way of, but you can make a perception check.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I swear Vogue is so cursed. You've been rolling
don't say that.
shit.
Don't say that,
You
man.
said it first, Mike. You said it last session.
Did I?
You did.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, bird just shit in my eye. What the hell?
Yeah, as you deal with flour that puffs out of the sack on this cow and start wiping it away from your eyes, Riowin, a bit taller, and Mina stepping actually into the road a bit, looking around. You notice these figures coming. Figures that don't always make their way throughout the greater part of the city, but that do tend to have others move out of their way when they do. You notice a group of Abishai.
What's that?
Almost like Dragonborn, but bigger and wider, right? But also with wings.
So they're Dragonborns on steroids.
They are, much closer to dragons than a Dragonborn is, even more than a half dragon. And their wings are not straight against them. They're out a little bit, to take up a little space, as if they're man-spreading on the subway, as people move out of their way. And they're in discussions themselves. You also know, actually, if Mina or Ria would want to give me an Arcana check.
Both of us or just one of us?
Yeah, both can. Yeah, Riowin, you're not quite sure what these creatures, these beings are, other than creatures that, people tend to give space to. Mina, though, you're quite positive that they are actually devils.
I think she just grabs Ria's hand to pull her away from where they are a little more.
And I think in turn Ria takes Vogue's hand and she goes keep it down now.
You can make an animal handling to try to get the cow out of the way. One person can make an animal handling check. Someone else could give them advantage, or
Mina, I think I'll pull the rope with Mina, but I'll let Mina roll the check.
Okay. Sure.
Thanks, Ria.
Yeah, with the
good
power
thing for that advantage. Mugen allows herself to be pulled over to the side of this building. And you're pretty much against the building, making your way, because they're walking in the street, but kind of on the side of it.
I think Mina's pressed up against the building, so she's as flat as she can make herself.
Yeah, and these Abishai, these dragon-like devil creatures, make their way. They're looking at each other and speaking. Do any of you speak Infernal?
Nope.
Yeah, you have no idea what they're saying. As they come rather close to you, one is speaking to the others. This blue Abishai, Agastirofa Ingotai, and turns and is eyeing this cow. For a second, is distracted and then shakes his head and kind of goes back to his conversation as they lumber and make their way further eastward.
My question is, how common are these guys? Because you made it sound like you can encounter them sometimes.
Yeah. The Abishai have their own section of the city.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Not a huge section, but known as Kromtus. situated just to the west of the Bada Bazaar and the Artist Forum. Chromatis is a place that, unless you have business there and you're not an Abishai, you usually do not go. But they regularly make their way into the city, though usually, again, to the bazaar or the forum to do some shopping. Usually not through the middle of the central city, kind of touristy. This is you're in Times Square for Parsa right now, and it's not unheard of, but definitely uncommon.
And,
what are the Sorry, what was that name again, Matt, of their district?
Chromatis. Oop. Like that, but if I didn't press cap lock first.
I look at the cow. Do you know them? Have you been to Chromatis?
I'm just Mugen, chewing, hopeful. Kind of puts its head down to the ground, doesn't find anything really to chew on, and puts its head back to you, looking.
I think that Abishai knew my cow, or my cow knew that Abishai.
What?
Well, it's yours now.
What secrets do you have?
Man, I have another question about the Abishas. Is that how they're called?
Yeah.
Abishai.
Abishais. Are they always devils? I know Rhea doesn't know that, but I'm curious about the lore.
Yep. Abishai are devils.
Okay.
Those bastards always give me the creeps. Walking with their wings taking up half the road.
They sure do take place, huh? I mean, space. Sorry, my English is really shit tonight.
This is just a scary part of the city. I think we should go quickly, if possible.
Vogue looks around like, what's scary about this place? Okay.
You start walking on, pulling Mugen a cow, who's more than happy to go with you in hopes of finding something to chew on, since where you were had nothing at all. You make your way through the palace, continuing on eastward, and...
Are there food vendors in the palace?
Fruit vendors in the palace?
Yeah, like street food or anything?
Not in the palace, no.
Okay.
No, the palace is more a place of, business, I guess. It's yeah, there are offices and things. Although sometimes it's it's a bit random. Who's renting? Actually, your parents' office is probably in the palace. They probably rent an office there. But yeah, definitely not like food vendors or something like that.
Let's try to avoid this particular hall here. You were asking about my parents earlier, and they happen to be two prominent arbitrators of Parsa, specializing in special races, special race cases, special species cases.
Sounds very important, folk, but I don't think I know what any of those words mean.
Well, they're the ones who kind of argue legal stuff, but to tell you the truth, the reason I said our relationship's complicated is because that's their life, and that's what they want to do all day, every day. And that's something I'm not interested in either.
I understand. It's a wonderful thing to have your own path that's separate from what your parents want or expect of you.
Yeah, if only they saw that too.
And I think
Anyway.
Rhea, before you say anyway, I think Rhea launches her arm around your shoulders, Wug, and she goes, and let's face it, illegal's much more fun than legal, isn't it?
You can say that again.
Well, maybe we can find somewhere to rest. Do you think there's an inn or tavern about anywhere?
That will stash a cow? Probably not.
Well, what about a stable? Don't they take anything hooved? I bet I could even stay in a stable.
That sounds expensive.
Cheaper than a bed.
As you move your way, trying to find a place where you can maybe have a bite to eat and also keep a cow, we're going to take a quick break.
Already? Shit.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick
Right.
break. We'll be back probably in 7 minutes
10?
or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and keep on watching. Keep on watching this show. Show.
And we'll see you in
Yeah.
5.
Hello.
You are all looking for a place to stay for the evening. I mean, it's still kind of midday.
I think it's just a bit of a lunch, We're feeling a bit peckish.
Sure.
We got a silver burning a hole in our pocket.
Yeah, you do have a whole silver between you. That's the big.
Well, and our background coin.
Let's not forget about this.
No, don't you dare. Yeah, roll. Someone can roll an investigation check.
I'm not the best at
to
that.
look for somewhere.
So.
What are we looking for?
Place we can catch a bite and stash a cow for like.
Oh
30
yeah, I'll roll
minutes
for that.
or-
Sure.
All right, 13.
13.
+4, dang.
Yeah, you go a bit further westward, away from the palace and the central part of the city. And you're able to find a place called the Rolling Spoke.
Do they have a stable for a cow?
They definitely don't have a stable. They do have places out front where people have like their cows like tied.
They have more cows?
Not cows, they're horses.
Moving to make friends. It's really important.
Sorry, yeah. Cows are social animals. No, they have their horses kind of like tied up outside. No stable per se, but you figure, hey, I could put a cow there instead.
Sure.
Okay, Timothy, you're in charge of watching Mugen, and I like peel the sticky cocoon off and I just stick it to the cow.
Oh, he's
Excellent.
evolving.
Yes.
What do you think he'll be?
I don't know.
A butterfly or a moth, I wonder. Probably a butterfly. He's active
A
during the day.
wonderful surprise every time you befriend a caterpillar.
Did you know that moth only live to reproduce? That's it. And then they die.
Don't we all?
I don't know if you die right after, but they do.
Oh,
I mean, that's one way to go, isn't it?
that's yeah.
If we're gonna go inside, I'm gonna take back the flower bags.
Sure, you untie this bag of flour, this bag full of bags of flour, off of the cow, and take it in with you. You walk through the front door, and it's a fairly busy establishment. Actually, there's definitely some tables. They're all pretty close together. There's like a row of like not stools, but like booths along one side with tables in the middle. The people that kind of stand out in here are actually a group of pale-skinned individuals towards the center, kind of wearing furs that are probably a little too warm for Parsa and its
Mortimer.
temperate climate.
Wait, imagine it's our party!
But meant to be. No. These are all very like light-skinned individuals, whereas most people in the city are not.
Like
These are
humans, or?
Yep, they are human.
Okay.
These are Eastmen. They
East-
are known as. Yeah. So, if you remember from previous campaigns, the like lighter-skinned Viking-like culture here are known as Eastmen.
Okay, got it.
What would be the like social stereotypes around this culture that we would know?
Roll a history check.
Me too.
History. Boom.
16, not bad.
I know no shit about them.
Yeah, it behooves you, Riowin, to know a bit about these people. You know that your organization definitely does business with them, although you're probably not usually the one to do that. You're really stationed in the run. But these people have their own social structure and hierarchy and nobility. And they have been granted by the city generations and generations and generations ago this central land gift known as the Eve's Law.
That's my name.
Except, with a 16, right, that historically it was probably called like East Law, right, like for the Eastmen. But they have a reputation for being political, wanting to be political without actually having power. So the Eves part of Eve's Law probably comes from like eavesdropping and like listening in on other conversations and having a lot of that information. So kind of like we had mentioned that information can be had by your organization for some coin. Often it could be these Eastmen that are getting it.
I think I'll lean towards Mina and I'll whisper like, if you're looking for your dad, these people will be able to find him.
That's great. But they're very scary, so I don't know.
Do they have a reputation to be like not amiable? Is that the word?
Amiable.
Amiable. Amicable?
Yeah, amiable.
Amiable.
Amiable being friendly, not amicable, like willing to do things, but amiable.
Friendly, yeah.
Good.
I surprised
no.
you, right?
Other people usually steer clear of them more than anything. I guess with the 60, they have a reputation that kind of precedes them as they're going through. They're not trusted terribly well. They're known, even though they've been here for now, is it generations and generations and generations. They have historically a pretty war-like people and raiders and that sort of thing. So they tend to not be liked terribly well, especially by people from outside the city, whose homes often will be attacked by their distant kin, kind of. But you do know, I guess with a 16, I'll give this to you too, that these like big furs and that this guy is wearing, they are probably at least one of them. Although it's hard to tell because it's not like they have like a pin that says I am this person. But they are probably nobility. They are probably Eastman nobility, which is different. Which is again. Yeah, very, very different, though, than the Mahanaten that controls the city more generally, right? Their nobility really only has standing within the East Law. So, like, not as big a deal, if that makes sense. Like, not as big a deal.
I think, I lean towards Vogue this time, and I go... These guys have money. And is there a lady in their group?
Roll a d4.
Slash R1 d4. 3.
Yeah, three of them are women. Only one of them is a man in this table.
Who's the best looking one? Number 1 or number 2?
Oh, definitely number 2.
Number 2. All right. So
yeah,
I think
without a question.
I think so. I think what happens is that Vogue, Mina, and me make our way towards the bar at the front, and I lean towards Vogue and I'm like, these guys have money. And as I straight back up, I look at number 2 and I give her a seductive look.
Yeah, is that what it is?
No, but Ria does it way better than I ever could. So.
Right. Oh, we'll see how she does. You can roll a persuasion check.
All right.
As you're making your way to approval.
Persuasion?
That's what it would be.
Holy.
Baby.
Okay. She kind of like gives you a look and kind of looks you up and down a bit. Yeah, you definitely get a look as you make eyes at her, making your way past to a table.
Lean over. Which player are you thinking?
I mean, get their attention, and maybe you just get a bit too close while her and I talk, and suddenly your hands are in her pocket, and how unfortunate you get out with some gold. So.
Sounds good to me. And I'll like showingly turn around and slap a silver on the counter and like order a drink or something.
Sure. Yeah, I think, with a silver you can get like a mug of ale for each of you.
Can we get an extra one for that price?
You're in the center of the city. Things aren't necessarily cheap over here. You're looking at 4 copper pieces. Let's say even 3 copper pieces for a mug of ale. So.
I only have gold pieces. Can I have some change?
Yes, certainly. It's 10 to 1 copper to silver, silver to gold. So you can purchase whatever you want.
So that leaves me with 90 copper pieces.
Silver is 10 silver per gold. You have 9 gold.
Guys, I'm so bad at mathematics. You're gonna have to help me.
All
here.
right.
I have 15
gold,
golds. I'm trying to
so
make
that's
some change for 1
150
mug.
Okay, so if you change 1 gold, you get 10 silver.
Okay, sure. Yeah. All right.
People come for the D&D, they stay for the math.
and so I order this extra mug, and I look back at number 2, who still doesn't have a name, and I point to the mug, and at the extra space next to me.
And I'm on the other side of the extra space.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the table where you 3 are sitting.
We're at the bar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're up at the bar. Will do, and she kind of leans in and says something, and one of the other women kind of looks at you and shakes her head. And then number 2, as we're so affectionately referring to her as, gets up and comes and sits over. Again, she has this this fur pelt on her with this white white collar around it, very thick and fluffy. As she comes and she sits down at the bar next to you, kind of looks down at your companions, and then looks back at you and says, "Well, am I meant to believe this drink is for me?"
Absolutely, it is. How should I address you, love?
That is it exactly.
Love it is. A bit far from home, aren't you?
Not terribly.
Here for business.
Why?
For
Are we not allowed out of the Eve's law?
You go where you please. Matter of fact, I'm pretty happy you ended up here.
And what about you, walking around adorned the way you are?
Don't like the way I dress.
I did not say that. It's rather shiny.
Isn't it? And I think I kind of fuck, what's the word? I polish one of my piercings.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I go, so, here for business or pleasantry? Vote to your king right now!
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, she takes a big gulp, taking down half of this mug of ale, as she does, and putting it right back on the counter, and says, "Well, at this point in the day, we're on to pleasantries."
My, what a good time to be here at the same time as you are, then.
I'm gonna pull out my while they're talking, pull out my white pepper and make a show of giving it a sniff, opening it up and putting a little bit of pepper on my ale, and then swirling it around and trying it and being that's good.
I kind of slide him a look, and then I go back to talking with number 2. And now my gayness makes me really nervous, and I don't know what to say anymore, so give me a second.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, her name is definitely Love. Love is on my list of female human Eastman names, so I'm just I don't have that long of a list, and it was on there.
It was
so
meant to be.
That's me.
I will lean over to Vogue and say, "What did you put in your drink?"
Oh, you gotta try this. This is called white pepper. You ever had that before?
No.
We'll see if you like how it smells.
Okay. It smells pretty good.
Yeah. Now sprinkle a little and then try it with the ale. Adds a little spicy kick to it. Whoop.
That's really good. I love it.
See, I'm onto something.
You are a trailblazer, Vogue.
Kindest thing I heard all day.
So
You're discovering unique flavor profiles every day, and it's this kind of curiosity that's going to propel you beyond just slicing up carrots and other vegetables for the stew.
Mina, you really see to the depths of my soul. That's my dream, to open up my own place. It'll be called Open Wide. And he'll hold up his knuckles and he's got the word Open Wide tattooed.
That's so...
Because we have to keep
That's so
our eyes and our mouths wide open for all the experiences and flavors we can encounter.
Yes, I would love if I could be your student to learn about flavor.
Oh, be my guest. We'll learn together. You already showed me those eels a couple of weeks ago. That was brand new for me.
Yes. And now we have Mugen, and we can make cheese.
Oh, I can cut a
from-
mean steak. Oh,
What?
cheese.
She's a
Absolutely.
dairy cow. You don't... No, I don't think... Okay.
Cheese is great. I love cheese. Don't get me wrong.
And milk and yogurt.
So, apart from looking beautiful, what else do you do around here?
No, that's pretty much it. It takes up a lot of my time doing that. And as she's saying that, the bartender comes back up over this rather large man who's like belly pushes into the bar as he leans forward enough so that you can hear him over the conversation here. He says, "Do you need anything else
Well, keep the ladies
Something-
glass full.
to eat?" Sure. Another.
What do you
Oh
got
yes. Today we have a brisket sandwich with a horseradish sauce.
to eat? I'll take one.
Sure. That is the special. We also have our daily egg salad.
I'll pass on that.
Bread is fresh made.
For the sandwich, not the salad.
It's an egg salad. Like you put it on the breads.
Oh. Well, I'll try
You
the
know,
bread with the sandwich.
sir, Vogue is actually quite a talented chef, and I bet he would be a great addition to your kitchen. He is a visionary.
Sure. Do you want you want to have brisket sandwiches? 4?
Yes, that sounds wonderful. Thank you.
And Love says, actually, I've already ordered at my table. Thank you.
And I
Okay,
think
3 then.
Three's good.
So 1 plate of grass, please.
We don't have a salad today. It's brisket. It's the opposite of salad.
Okay. That's okay, thank you.
We'll find some outside ourselves, Mina. Don't worry.
And as the cook goes back in the kitchen, I think Rhea kind of, is she feeling the vibe that Love will let me touch her? Not weirdly, just very very friendly-ish. Or does she look like, don't touch me, bitch?
You know, she's not. She's into the flirting. She's definitely not standoffish.
Okay.
You're not exactly sure how she would take that. There's really only one way to find
right.
out. I guess there's 2 ways. One way is to ask her, but that probably ruins the moment.
Yeah.
In doing it.
No,
That's the
no, I think you gave me a good vibe check. Honestly, I feel confident now. So I think Rhea kind of takes her hand, and she kind of goes to caress the fur that's on her shoulder, and she goes, "Well, Well, looking as beautiful as you sure looks like it pays well.
Not as well as one would hope. But we do all right.
Tell me, really, what is it that you do? Those furs look way too comfortable.
I definitely have notes on this. There's so okay, there they are. Hello.
Hello.
I am in the employ of Viscountess Vidala.
Can't say that I've heard that name. Tell me more.
It is her. She is the Viscountess. I am in her employ.
Enjoying a drink with your boss. Wow. Ballsy. Not exactly something I would do.
Well, perhaps you do not have the right boss.
Oh, I clearly don't, darling.
No. Why would you work with someone you could not drink with?
Some of us are stuck with little jobs, I'm afraid.
If I do not feel comfortable around someone enough to drink, that is a problem. And she downs the rest of the drink that you got for her.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It looks like my food has arrived. I thank you much for this drink. I really do need to be getting back, though.
I think I take her hand and I gently kiss it. And I tell her, I hope I'll see you around, love.
I'm hard to miss. As are you.
I'm gonna hit the men's room here, and I'll get up right as she's getting up, and totally just bump, and the hand will go searching for the purse.
Sure. Roll sleight of hand first.
You got this, baby boy!
Yes!
Okay.
Fucking
Now, give me an athletics check.
Oh shit. That's not good.
He rolled it. Oh no! No!
Okay, that's a 24 versus a 0. You bump into her, and you snatch something, you put it away expertly, deftly in just a moment. And she says, "What the fuck are you doing?" And fucking shoves you. You go flying. You actually go, you hit into a table, you hear as one of like the legs crack and the people sitting at it go, "Whoa!" and like are holding up the table. And she's like, "You clumsy fool."
Sorry. Just accident.
I think as she walk away, Rhea smiles and she goes, "I love a woman that can manhandle people." And I go to get Vogue.
Yeah, as that's happening, you go to get Vogue. The bartender, again, like leaning over the counter and pointing as best he can towards you, says, "We will not be having any of that in here. No, enough.
We're leaving. We're leaving.
Any of that will ask you to go."
We're already out. We gotta go.
Yep.
Let's go.
You need to pay for the food.
We
you
did.
ordered.
I gave you.
And as you're saying that, a group of 3 orcs enters. Full orcs. And they kind of look around, and it's a bit crowded in here, and they're looking around like almost like intimidatingly, like who looks like we can move them from a table first.
So, is the attention in the room shifted towards them?
I mean, no, you broke a table when you hit it, so they're actually coming. Oh, and the people there are like, "Come on!" And they're like getting the drinks, and the guy's holding the table is like, "Take mine, take mine." As they pull the drinks off, and he kind of like tries to nicely put this table down on the ground, but one of the legs is like entirely bent and broken, and in the process of going down, actually snaps clean off.
Right.
Did I take
How
some
many
damage
silver?
off that?
What?
Did I take some damage off that?
No.
Okay.
How many silver pieces for our meal?
Probably like another gold piece.
What? All right. Fine.
How's the sandwich? Is the sandwich any good? Is it a good sandwich?
Another silver piece.
I didn't
It's
think
not
we
out
got
yet.
them yet. Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's
We weren't actually gonna eat here, guys. You kidding me?
I think I slam a silver
ooh.
piece on the bar. I take Mina by the arm and I make a head movement to Vogue and I'm like, I think it's time to go.
Where are you going? You need to pay for the table.
It's there. And I leave.
You-
And I think as
Stop.
I leave, I look at Love and I give her a little wink.
Okay, and as you're doing that, the woman that she had gestured towards, the Viscountess, stands up and said, I will pay for the table. Don't worry about that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my lady, how nice of you.
Thank you for that. You're all leaving? You don't want the food?
No.
I could take a I'm quite hungry, actually.
Take it on
Pushing
the
a
go,
cow.
darling. Just stuff it
Pushing
in
a cow
there.
takes a lot out of you.
No, we
Um,
really ought to leave, really.
Two of the three orcs, like as the two of you, Riowin and Vogue, stand up to go, they like come over and just like take your seats. So I think Mina's still sitting at the bar now next to these two big orcs, as like the third orc is like arms crossed looking either towards Mina or the people on the other side to like see who's gonna move first. And
What's your name?
All right, I'm going outside.
Yeah,
And
no,
Mina.
you should leave.
okay, yeah, you two get up and you leave. It is there, and he looks at you and says, "Corif."
I'll reach out my hand to shake because, hello, Carly.
Roll in a
Nice to meet
persuasion.
you.
Just give me a persuasion check to see how he's gonna.
I think as soon as we're outside, I tell Vogue, that girl is trouble, isn't she?
Well, you played her like a fiddle.
No, I'm talking about Mina. If she doesn't get
Oh.
it, I swear. Of course I played
Uh,
her like a fiddle, though.
Koruth like kind of like takes his hand and just like pats the top of yours. This like big, meaty
Thank you.
orcish. 3 meals here. Right. And you see, one of the one guy that was with the Eastman actually gets up and starts like helping. Like he just picks up this table, like whoop, and like lifts it over his head and just walking with people to like get it out of the way for the bartender who's still trying to like bartend and like now is taking orders from these orcs and everything. And he does, and he comes with these 3 sandwiches and not knowing what to do with them, puts all 3 of them down in front of Mina.
Okay.
And they're pretty nice. It's like these big, thick rolls with this like beautiful brisket and this nice looking like a horseradish kind of sauce that's like seeping out of it. There's some cheese melted on the top.
Mike, unmute.
I like. Oh,
I think Mina just looks at the orc and says, "Don't tell Mugen about this," and I just will eat all 3 of the sandwiches.
yeah. Yeah, you just start going to town, and they are good. I mean, it's very good. Very good kind of pub food. What are you two doing outside as this cow looks over at you?
We gotta get out of sight when when she realizes it's gone. Gonna come looking. We gotta get around the corner.
Of course, Matt asked this as my mouth was full. I think I straddle my bag on the cow again. I put the rope in it around it. Sorry, and I yank the cow like behind the building with Vogue. Well, I don't use rope with Vogue. He doesn't need it. He's fine.
Yeah, roll an animal handling and try to move this cow.
Oh no! 9.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, this cow isn't into you.
Vogue,
you know,
maybe she'll be
she's-
more into you.
Imprinted as you're trying to like pull this cow. You start hearing from inside as Mina is onto the second sandwich and just I'm missing coin. As Love stands up and she turns around and looks at the orcs. Says, "Which one of you pilfered me?" And the orc that's like still standing because like nobody has gotten up to give him a stool yet turns around and says,
What are you talking about?
Mina, are you doing anything?
I think Mina's just like trying to
She's eating
as
silently.
small eating sandwiches.
My coin purse has been cut. Which one of you took it? Please, we can't have any trouble in here today. And Love pulls a short sword.
Holy shit! Oh no!
And points it towards the orcs.
Yeah! Bar fight! Bar fight!
And says, cut purses. I will have my coin, or I will have blood.
Period, queen.
The two orcs next to you, Mina, like get up. The stools. One of them just kind of like falls over right behind your stool onto the ground. And this orc kind of like kicks it out of the way as they're standing and not pulling their weapons yet, even though Love has hers pulled.
Is there like a hearth in here, Matt, or something like that?
There is. It's a bit further back, like towards the back end of the thing. And it's not lit currently.
Okay. I will. Let's see. I guess I'll stay. I'll just kind of lurk for now. See how this turns out.
And can you please get out and join us, please?
Yeah.
Get your fucking cow!
You guys didn't say anything to me about what you're doing. You just like decided to
I
steal.
yanked you twice.
The bartender said, "You all need to leave. I'm sorry. You need to leave now." The Koruth, this orc, kind of like half turns back, still looking at these Northmen or Eastmen, sorry, and says,
I've ordered my food. I will not leave till I've eaten.
Yeah, say it out. Say it how it is.
Maybe
Oh, no.
you guys shouldn't fight. I just poked my head out
"Yeah,
from the behind the orc.
I'm not here to fight, but my things have been stolen. I will have them back."
Okay. But you don't even know if these orcs, if Koruth has any of the things that you're missing. So it's silly to want to fight them if you don't even know that they have what you're looking for.
I had my purse before these creatures got here.
That's factual, actually.
These sneaky things showed up, and the first orc says, "Sneaky? The Eastman calling me sneaky."
I think everyone should just take a deep breath and calm down. And maybe we could all eat these delicious brisk. I still have one left, and I'll hold up one of the sandwiches.
As you hold it up, one of the orcs grabs the stool that's still on its legs and goes to hit Love with it.
Yes.
But Love takes her blade and just smashes this stool,
Damn.
and right behind you, a fight absolutely just breaks out.
Okay. Great.
Okay, this is fine. House burning down in the background.
This is fine.
The orcs actually don't seem to have any weapons. They're just going for fists. And Love is the only one that is able to have a weapon out, but the others close in on her. She's not able to get a swing, and it becomes like a brawl very quickly.
Can I try to just like sneak out past this situation happening?
Roll a stealth check, I guess, just to be able to, like, some stealth makes sense dexterity based to, like, let me skirt around this. Oh,
Let's go!
nat 20.
Can I bring the sandwich with me?
Yeah, everyone kind of, like, backs is, like, there. You just you step up onto the bar, I think, and just grab this, and just while everyone's turned around and moving, just make your way, like, over the bar and jump down near door and just run, making your way out, seeing Riowin fighting with this cow.
All right,
I
Mina,
jump
please
on
take your cow.
Ruben's back, and I attempt to, spur it onward like a horse.
Yeah.
Roll an animal handling.
They're fighting.
I know.
They're fighting big. Do you guys want the sandwich?
No,
And I will.
Yes.
No. Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah, you're on this horse and kind of get and Moon kind of like you're like yeah, and they're like clip clop,
Clip
clip
clop,
clop, clip clop.
This is the fastest one we've gone all day.
Slowly making their way as
for me.
people start to spill out of this eatery, this bar, this tavern, onto the streets as you make your way further westward.
I think once we were like at a better distance and we kind of slowed down a bit, Rhea lovingly puts her arm around Vogue's shoulder and she kind of leans on his shoulder and she goes, "Ah, my dearest, we haven't done that in so long."
Oh, it's been far too long.
So how much did we get?
Freaking restaurant work. I'll have the person take a look.
Yeah, you look into it and you got a little bit. You got about 23 golds.
Holy shit, Rhea, look at this!
You know what? You take the extra one. Let's put the rest 50-50.
Sure.
So 11 for me, 12 for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mina, but you didn't help. Matter of fact, you were really unhelpful.
Yeah, Mina, come on. When we say we gotta go, we gotta go.
I'm confused. I thought we were looking for a place that we could rest and stay for the evening.
Oh,
Well, we were until opportunity struck. You gotta grab life by the horns, you know?
and I grab my horns and like.
Yeah.
I think Rhea is really like giddy because of the adrenaline rush this all gave her.
Wait, are you saying that you're the ones who stole that woman's coin that she had?
And I turn to Vogue and I go, "See, we were so good, even she didn't notice."
But nobody's saying that. I mean, come on.
Oh no,
Then you could
obviously,
do anything.
no. How could we? I think Love liked me, matter of fact. I would never betray her trust like that.
Of course, can't betray a friend like that. Even one you just met, eh?
You're right. It was probably the orcs.
Yeah, of course.
Sneaky little things, those ones.
Sad but true.
One of them seemed pretty nice, though. Name's Korath.
You can't trust them, Mina. That's how they get you. They act nice and then they just stab you in the back. And I kind of make a motion.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very nice at all.
No, it's not.
No, you wouldn't want to deal with anyone like that. It's not the type of people you want to surround yourself with.
No, Mother always told me I should watch out for strangers and rich people,
Damn
and
right.
especially strange rich people.
Your mother's wise, isn't she?
Yes, she is very wise.
Alright. Now that my pockets feel heavier, my bed is calling me. We should continue on our way to the run.
It takes you much of the day. And by the time you get back to the run, the sun is already set. I think, Riowin, your stomach is growling because you did not eat a sandwich.
Yeah. But if you want to give me disadvantage or something, I'll take it. But I think she didn't realize because, like I said, she was just so giddy by like the adrenaline and the rush. So I don't think she noticed.
6 or 7 hours later, after
I might.
walking, that
Yeah.
giddiness has.
I might have noticed the end. Yeah.
What you do, you walk through the rest of the city to the grasslands beyond, and then even further to the western farmlands. Walking well into those farmlands beyond to the newer farmlands, near this lake that you call home, known as Runyon Run. And I think this is where Well, Riowin, you have your delivery to make.
Yep.
Mina has a cow to deliver, and Vogwai, I don't know. I guess you live under a bridge or something.
Time to score, baby. We got paid.
I'll let you take care of yourself for tonight, okay, Vogue? Now, don't go crazy. Keep some money for lunch tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Sure will.
And I make my way to go see my boss.
Sure.
Mina, best of luck to you. Say hello to your mother for us.
Thank you. I will.
Oh, I think before leaving, Rhea plants a little kiss on Mina's cheek, and she kind of scampers off. She's not like strutting, but she's clearly, she has a happy walk, you know.
Sure. Mina,
She just waves to you silently as you turn away.
Mina, I think you find yourself home first. And you make your way with this very, very healthy cow, who is really sick of walking, right? I mean, I don't think cows usually walk however many fucking miles that you've gone today.
Okay.
But
Don't tell anyone. And I will, once they've gone, I will start tracing in the dirt these rings of concentric circles, and I will place down in one, like start sprinkling a powder around, and I'll light just 3 candles on either end, and I'll cast floating disc, and a disc of earth rises under Mugen, and as I walk 20 feet away, the disc just floats, carrying the cow behind me.
Oh yeah. Beautiful.
and the disc of earth, you pull up some grass with it when it rose into the air. And Mugen is originally like not sure what to do, and then like so tired, like they're fine to just munch on grass as this slow moving disc, trailing a cow, takes you the rest of the way home.
And I just start skipping along, and I say, "Floating cow, oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
cool cow, a super cool skateboard, hooray!"
I love Mina so much. She's precious.
And you see before you, and you don't have really like, you have what kind of animals do you already have the farm? You definitely would have chickens.
I think we have chickens, and then we have a couple goats, and I think we have some pigs, but nothing too crazy, nothing like major. But I think we have, and I don't know if we would keep bees or not. I don't know if they keep bees around here, but I know that we would have like chickens, definitely.
Yeah, they certainly get. So definitely, if you have, goats and pigs, you're thinking you might need for Mugen like their own pen, something a little bigger for this large creature. But I think for tonight, you're using one of your existing enclosures. And after securing this cow in one of the outdoor pens, leaving this big rounded disc of earth on the ground outside, you make your way into your home.
And I think I just turn around to the disc and I say, "Shh," and the disc just floats like and becomes earth again. Yeah.
So cool.
Mom, I'm home.
Oh, Mina. How did it?
We are the owners of the coolest cow in the world, and her name is Mugen. She is beautiful and so sweet.
And she gets up to go outside and like grabs like this lantern, or probably just a candle, right? Stick, and actually goes outside. Does she look healthy? They let you buy her? How much was it? It wasn't any more than they said, was it?
Gold. It was only 8 gold, and it was a very good price. And I checked her. Poop myself, and she's very healthy.
What's wrong with her? Only 8 gold, and she does. She goes out, and now she's stepping outside, leaves the front door open to this little like cabin that you live in, and she's going over and looking at it. She looks tired, Mina. Doesn't she look tired to you?
We walked most of the day, so she's probably pretty tired. Yeah.
Go quick, get some water. You need to make sure she makes it through the night.
Okay. I'll run to get some water. And I will go run.
Yeah. Yeah, and as you go and do that, and your mom with this just worried look on her face, looking at a distance, not even want to get close to the cow right now, and like fear that this huge investment you just made with the household money is gonna like drop dead in front of you. We go over to Riowin.
I'm a bit nervous
Riowin,
for that one.
you are looking for Chauncey.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Where do you usually meet with Chauncey? What's his usual?
I imagine like a pretty like shady pub, like like maybe it's a pub owned by the famine or something like it's the place to go for shady business.
Sure. Let's call it Empty Bite.
Empty Bite it is. No, no, never mind. I thought I had an idea, but I lost it. It came to me and then it went away just like that.
You go into Empty Bite, which is a part of a larger building, most of which is shut down. It was one of these large, like, casino buildings back from the run's heyday, some good amount of years ago now. But now most of it is run down. It might even fall down, but this one little bit of it is kept open as Empty Bite. You go in and there are other people there, and there's someone actually at the door that just opens it to let you in as you come in and closes it behind you.
Thank you.
And some
darling.
people kind of, give you nods. Yeah, the man at the door says, "Welcome, Raymond.
How's your day been?
This pretty much.
Kind of boring, isn't it?" And I walk away.
And you see Chauncey sitting at the bar, kind of talking to the bartender there, who's not really listening, right? They're like, whatever, like cleaning up and like washing some glasses and just nodding every once in a while to whatever Chauncey says. And this hobgoblin, very simply adorned, just like with this like shirt that's pretty open, like almost like halfway down his chest right now, and pretty normal slacks, kind of turns around and sees you and says, "Riva, come here, dear. What have you brought me?"
I don't think I brought you a dagger, unfortunately.
"What are you talking about?"
I don't know, you tell me. And then I kind of like put discreetly, I'm not trying to make a show out of it, but like I put the bag down at his feet. And I'm like, that's the only thing he was willing to give me. And he said it's worth $350, by the way. Which I didn't have to pay him, so it's on you.
And he opens the bag and kind of looks inside. "What the hell have you been doing?"
Following your orders, boss.
And he stands up, and other people are kind of like they're looking at you without looking at you. Like they're purposely looking away, but you know the intention of the room is on you. "Raven, you stupid. I sent you to get the dagger. A polished dagger. You come back with this? And you've been rummaging through it," as he like opens the bag. "What the hell is wrong with you?"
Wanted to see if your dagger was in there.
And he pulls a knife from his belt, a different one, and he says, "I've got one right here for you."
What more do you want, boss? I followed your orders, went to the place, talked to the guy.
He backhands you. Are you gonna try to avoid it?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a dex save. Yeah, he does. He gets you straight across the face and like stops you mid-sentence. Take 1 point of damage.
Fuck.
"I sent you to get the dagger. What are you telling me, 350? Is that what he told you?"
It is what he told me, boss. And I think at that point she's like, she hasn't turned back her head towards him.
Yeah. And he pulls up this bag, and sticks it on the counter and like kind of starts dumping it out and starts rifling through. And in it, you notice he starts finding like little bags that you hadn't seen earlier within the bag. And he's like, if there is one bit missing, you will be paying for it. Don't think you can get one over from me.
Only some flour missing, sir. Nothing else.
That's a fucking bastard. And he sticks the dagger in the bar top and he says, he told you 350.
Yep.
We'll come up with a different way for you to make up that 50.
A different way?
A different way for you to make up the 50.
You know where to find me, boss.
Fuck! And he goes through and he grabs the bag and he goes to the back room, which is usually used for business, and slams the door behind him as he goes in. As everyone else like stays kind of quiet, but kind of goes back to what they were doing.
Yeah, do I catch anyone's eyes?
No.
No.
They know better than to give a look at this, but you know, again, everyone saw it, but nobody looked, if that makes sense.
So if I'm well aware of that, no, you know what? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take my leave.
Without even like looking at the ground, because you know you have the respect of these people, and you know everyone's been on that end of Chanzi. He just opens the door for you.
I'll see you in a week. And Matt, do I, as a usual user, would I have any opium stashed at home, or should I go get it right now if I want to consume it tonight?
You probably wouldn't have any at home. If you wanted it, this would be the place to get. You know what I mean? Like where you just left.
So you know what? I think I'm about to exit the door and I say see you next week and I say, you know what? And I go get the dealer.
The guy at the door just says, here. And he just hands a little bag to you.
How much? I give him a little kiss on the cheek and I leave.
And as you're leaving, he grabs you by the arm and he says, listen, Reuben, you're gonna have to pay for that. He was serious about the 50.
I know he was serious. I just don't know how I'll pay it back, but I'll figure out something. We always do, don't we?
Just don't stress about it.
Not with this. Cheers.
Vogue, where do you head?
So Vogue, well, now that he's in the run and it's dark and he's on his own, he'll sort of change up his pace. Instead of being super happy-go-lucky with these three, he's kind of just head down, walking purposefully, like he knows where he's going. Not a tourist. And he is going to head to Parsa's Finest, where he can score some spree.
The best place to be, man. Man, we're a sad bunch of people, aren't we?
You walk in to Parsa's Finest. This pretty previously quite nice establishment. Now, again, kind of middle of the road, not kept up the same way that the rest of, or the way that it used to be, I guess. You know, the owner's changed, and that great respectability that the place once had. Yeah, pour one out for her.
Pour one out. My baby Lizzie.
And you go in, but it's pretty quiet today. Looking around, you can make an investigation or a perception check, your choice, to find someone that you'd be able to score some spree from.
Yeah, I'll sidle up to the bar and grab a seat, and then eyes are just darting back and forth, trying to figure out who's who in here.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. You do come upon someone. Someone that hangs out here pretty often. It is a halfling. Their name is Kier. And they often sit here and play dominoes, right? And Kier is currently playing dominoes with this older gnomish woman. And you can tell Kira's like letting her win. She's, well, is this one a 6 or is it a 4? And Kira says, don't worry about it, love. You've got the hand. I think that's the game now. Oh. Howdy doody. This very old gnomish woman gets up and makes her way out. And like pats you on the arm as you're walking towards Kira and says, I've won!
Well done. Congrats. Kier,
Vogue,
fancy another round?
sit on down.
Want to put a little wager on it?
Sure. How much are you looking to wager?
I'll reach into my purse and pull out a gold piece and put it down.
All right. Now, by wager, do you mean actually a wager, or you're looking to pass it off as a wager?
Well, I figured let's play one game for a real
Oh.
wager, and then the next
Yeah.
game, if I lose, I'll just buy. But otherwise,
Sure. Yeah, he sits down. He like starts turning all the dominoes over and starts like moving around the table to like shuffle them up a bit. And he says, "So, where have you been off to?"
Oh, just working kitchens wherever they'll take me. Professore today, you'll read there.
Professore. I don't think so. Some hoity-toity place, eh?
It's middling, but it's in the central city.
Central City, oh.
Still paid me nothing but a silver, so need to keep moving up.
That sounds about right. They don't make any money in the Central City by paying the likes of us, huh?
Mm. What about you then? You hear anything else since that business a couple weeks ago?
I'll roll a persuasion check.
Is that a Canadian accent? It's the hey, the A.
Well, you should know, shouldn't you?
I'm
you tell
French
me.
Canadian. It's different.
It's a halfling accent. We'll figure that.
There you go. 17 persuasion.
Well, some of that sleep stuff's been coming into this town a bit more.
Is he referring to something new? Or is-
No, he's trying to say dream without freaking out the
Oh.
people around. He's trying to use like innuendo so as not to like, attract attention from those around you to the fact that he's a drug dealer sitting in this establishment. Yeah.
Well,
Not that I touch any of that shit. Why the fuck would I want to give that to someone? They don't wake up and never pay me again.
Exactly. And things aren't quite so desperate for me either to go looking.
Well, I don't know who's bringing it in. I think it's still that bird fella. No one's seen him around lately, though. You know
Bird
the one.
fella. Oh,
Back from the vote those years ago. That party that everyone was at.
I heard about that one. Wasn't there myself.
Sick bastard, no. But since then, I don't know he's been seen much. Freaked everyone out. I wouldn't want to show my beak at a place like this after a thing like that.
Remember what he called himself?
What do any of them call themselves?
It's all made up anyway, so what's the difference?
I'll tell you. those bird brains up in the trees. I went ahead and sold one a little bit of what I'm gonna give to you tonight, and let me tell you, the thing took flight so much. I swear he was gonna fly above the tree line.
Oh man.
That's good.
Daft bastards. Wouldn't want to be in a city like this with wings like that.
No, sir. Although looking at them up there, sitting up high, wonder if the breeze is nice.
Not too strong though, knock you off.
Some of us
Wolf.
might like that.
We all end up on the ground one way or another.
True that, true that. How's this game going of ours?
You can roll a check. I'm thinking sleight of hand to see how it goes, but
All right.
good. Yeah.
15 for me.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a 19. So,
Wow.
yeah, he wins the hand after a while.
I'll
He's
get
like,
you one of these times, Kier. You sit here, play dominoes all day. No wonder you're so good.
I might let you win sometimes, but not when there's a gold on it. And he slides the gold closer to him. Now, do you want another hand just for funsies?
Absolutely.
All right, and then again, as he starts click, 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 like flipping over these dominoes, shuffling them around the table, he says, "So, anything else you came in for, rather than a rousing game and giving me a gold?"
Yeah, absolutely. Interested in whatever else you might be carrying on you.
Sure. Drop another one of those gold on the table, and I'll be able to give you.
I'll drop 3.
Damn.
Oh, good. I'll be able to buy myself another drink now. And he gestures over to the waitress with one hand as he pulls the 3 gold and drops it into this pouch he has open by the side. And he starts passing out instead of you grabbing your own, he starts going and passing out, and in the middle of the dominoes he drops 3 little bites. What did we decide? It's little tubes, right?
Yeah.
Like pixie sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he drops 3 of these little tubes as he's passing out the dominoes, and then starts setting them up in front of himself.
And we'll surreptitiously stash those away.
Yeah. And they bring a drink over to him. He's, thank you, darling. And he takes just this little sip of the wine he has next to him as the waitress takes his empty glass.
What else is going on around these parts, Kier? Anything I should be aware of?
Oh, probably. What should you know about?
Anyone looking for work?
Never enough of that. I hear Willie's been trying to build a new boat. Get a second fisherman out there.
Really? He's got enough money to expand.
He does not. He's been building the damn boat himself.
Oh,
Taking the money from him is just paying the man to fish you out of the lake later and lay you in the earth.
Aye, that thing will have more holes in it than a slice of cheese.
You're telling me. Did someone else see that strange girl coming into town with a cow in the middle of the night?
Oh, that's actually a friend of mine. Mina's her name.
I know what her name is. She's a friend of yours, though.
Aye, we met back at the Farmers Festival a couple of weeks ago. Helped her push her pumpkin. She won second place.
Didn't know all that. Look at you giving me information. Here, it's your turn.
Oh,
Well, you do make the best of friends, Vogue, I suppose.
well, you got to. Otherwise, life's a lonely place, eh?
I suppose it can be quite lonely. That's why it's good to have friends. And he kind of smiles at you and shines off this one tooth that's gold that has been replaced.
Okay.
So.
All right, I'll play the dominoes quickly so we can get the fuck out of here.
All right. And as the clink, 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 clink of dominoes continues, in this small little place, having made your way across the city back to your home, everyone gone their own way, I think that's where we're going to end for the night.
No! No!
That's where the narrative took us.
No! Dang it!
Sounds good.
So next game
Okay.
2
will
weeks.
be around on the 24th, 2 weeks, Sunday, 6 p.m.
Yes.
24th September.
Sounds excellent. So, session 1 down, my friends. Wonderful. A city apart. We have a cow now.
Yay!
Mugen.
Yeah, we'll be around for more farming fun in just a couple weeks. Other announcement. I think that's it. I think that's the big. This has been the big announcement that's been coming for a while, and now we've arrived.
Said jump in here.
Follow us on our socials, Insta, Twitter, or X, sorry, it's called now. TikTok, yes.
Yeah, check it out. We've been sharing some stuff about the Middling World. We've been sharing some original art that Mike has done, some of the lore that goes around it, really trying to help this be an immersive experience in this world that we're creating here. So
Yeah, the art alone is worth a follow. It's really good
Yeah.
stuff. It's a super unique style that I've not seen anywhere else. And that's why we love Mike's work.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you join us in a couple of weeks, and be well.
Bye.
Bye.